In 656 CE, a geopolitical crisis threatened the Islamic Empire. The third caliph's assassination sent shockwaves through a superpower stretching from India to Europe. The empire was leaderless. With no successor, central authority dissolved and total collapse appeared imminent. In Medina, the public turned to Hazrat Ali. He occupied a unique position. He was respected as a lethal, undefeated warrior and revered as a scrupulous chief justice. Saving a state of this magnitude required a specific synthesis, a leader who possessed physical dominance on the battlefield, yet remained governed by intellectual restraint. Ali's worldview formed decades earlier in Mecca. Born into a noble family, they were hit hard by a regional famine that devastated the local economy. When Ali was 5 years old, his cousin stepped in to relieve the family's financial burden. That cousin was Prophet Muhammad, who brought Ali into his home to raise as his own. This proximity meant Ali's moral and intellectual framework was shaped firsthand by the Prophet. He observed the development of a new faith from within the household, becoming the first youth to embrace the religion. Ali became the primary case study in the Prophet's direct mentorship. He was forged from childhood to serve as the civilization's chief defender. His loyalty was tested during the migration from Mecca. When assassins surrounded the Prophet's home, Ali volunteered to sleep in his bed as a decoy, allowing the Prophet to escape, while Ali faced the threat alone. After settling the Prophet's affairs in the city, Ali traveled 450 kilometers on foot to reach Medina. He made the journey alone, crossing the desert at the height of the July heat. In Medina, he emerged as a military titan. During the infantry battles at Badr and Uhud, Ali dominated the rocky terrain, defending the outnumbered Muslim state against much larger mechanized and tribal armies. He fought with the Zulfiqar, a sword with a distinctive double-bladed tip gifted to him by the Prophet. At the Battle of Khandaq, he used it to defeat a heavily armored Meccan champion, ending a stalemate that had paralyzed the army. By his late 20s, Ali had established a rare record. He had never lost a single combat encounter. This dominance peaked at the Siege of Khaybar. The city was a network of high-altitude fortresses that held massive wealth and posed a direct military threat to the capital at Medina. The Muslim army failed to breach the high walls for days. Finally, the Prophet announced he would give the command to a man who loves God and his messenger, and whom God and his messenger love. Ali took the flag and led the charge. Despite a severe eye infection, he struck down the champion Marhad and breached the supposedly impenetrable defenses. The victory secured the wealth needed to stabilize the Medinan state. The influx of captured capital and resources allowed the struggling economy to survive its most vulnerable years. His physical strength served as a shield, providing the security required for the early Islamic state to develop. However, his combat record was secondary to his intellectual restraint. Ali's defining strength lay in his diplomatic intellect and his capacity for patience. At the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, Meccan negotiators demanded the Prophet's religious title be erased from the peace treaty. Ali swallowed his pride and held the pen, allowing the Prophet to erase the words to avoid further bloodshed. Despite capturing vast wealth at Khaybar, Ali lived in poverty. He worked as a manual laborer and often slept on the mosque floor, earning the nickname Abu Turab, or the father of dust. The Prophet later sent him to the region of Yemen, not as a general, but as a judge. Ali brought the entire region into the empire using logic and legal scholarship rather than force. Ali defined power as the intellectual discipline required to keep a sword sheathed and govern through justice. When the Prophet passed away, Ali faced his greatest emotional challenge. The warrior who had defended the Prophet in every battle was charged with the somber task of washing and preparing the body of his lifelong mentor. His death left a spiritual void, yet many remembered the Prophet's earlier declaration at Ghadir Hum, "Whose Mola I am, Ali is his Mola." This served as a reminder of his spiritual authority. This leads back to the crisis of 656 CE. With the empire on the verge of collapse, the citizens of Medina crowded around Ali, insisting he take the caliphate to stabilize the state. Ali's ascension to the Fourth Caliphate secured the foundation of the Islamic Golden Age. a state built on the rare combination of proven courage and scrupulous justice.
Thank you for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz. If you support me, please scan and pay any amount.